All right, welcome to our Amplified Life, and we are amping up all of your spring style this today in this episode. So if you're excited about what is to come in the fashion world for spring, you're going to want to stay tuned. Now, if you're new here, Amy and I are lovers of the outdoors, lovers of all things dogs and really animals in general. We have a passion for empowering women to feel confident in their skin. And we also enjoy a little bit of fashion, which we highlight here. So without further ado, I'm going to throw it right on over to my partner in crime, Amy, to bring us our first spring trend.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this trend. It is, cabbie clothing are the trends that we follow, but in general, you're going to see all of things in the marketplace. But we, as Rebecca and I have told you in the past, cabbie is our niche, our favorite clothing line in the entire marketplace. And so we're really going to show you some really fun things based on trends that the design team from Cabbie Clothing has really highlighted for us this season. So what you have behind me are two examples of some really things in a trend that we're calling like magic. Now, this is taking pieces that you would normally dress up and wear in the city and kind of smushing them together and wearing them on your body however it works for you. Same with a button-up shirt. So we've got this great little graphic tee, some beautiful cropped flowy pants. And then the idea behind this is you could actually then pop a fancy hot high heel. Or if you're going to be in that city and you're shopping and running around, you may want to go with a bold sneaker, something that's a little more comfortable. This would also be a great travel piece, really fun getaway. But the idea is just making these clothes come to life on your body. And so we really want to pull some personality into that as well. Now, the second idea that we have is taking that real preppy button-down shirt, throwing on a colorful tank that you would not think matches. Okay, we're not worried about that. And then throwing on a fun legging and adding a high wedge with some really great pops of color. So this trend is going to be all about bringing those clothes to life on your body, allowing your personality to show while making them functional. Rebecca?
Okay, well, if you've been here for a while, then you know Amy and I both love a great pair of shoes. And you may, like me, be a little jealous of those hot pink heels that she has on today, but I'm going to show you a few more fun things that you may want to pull out of your repertoire that you've not worn for a few years or add to your collection. Okay, so first up, chunky sandals are all the rage, and I'm not particularly fond of the really hot ones, which are a nice thick kind of a platform sole, and then they've got kind of what I'm calling dad straps over it. They're chunky, there's nothing sexy about them at all, but I'm going to interpret this trend just a little bit different. So I really like this sweet little platform sandal. This is from Tom's. It's got tons of different colors in it that you can enjoy. And as I'm looking at this, so many of these are in our spring 22 collection. So it's going to be super fun. But that's one of the things that we like to impart with you is just because it's on trend doesn't necessarily mean it has to go on your body, or you may want to just kind of reinterpret it a little bit to fit you, like I am with nixing the dad sandals and going with something a little bit more fun and feminine. Okay, now 70s era style is back. And we've got platforms all the way coming at you. So if you love a great platform shoe, this season is going to be where you want to pull all of those out. Now, I'm 5'11", so I am a little bit of a towering presence when I wear platforms. And so I've kind of gotten rid of the majority in my closet. But I did find one that was in my get rid of pile that now I'm probably going to have to keep because it incorporates a little bit of that platform, not a ton because again, I don't want to be 6'5". And then also the next trend of clogs. So how fun is this? Now, pull out those pieces that maybe you haven't worn for several seasons and just have fun with them. Another thing to be looking for is structural heels. So it's all about the architecture and adding interest. So we're seeing, we saw some fingernail polish bottles as heels walking the runway. Round, chunky, different sized spheres on a heel, just kind of swoops and cutouts and all kinds of incredible structure. So be watching for those. And then hybrid styles where you take a loafer and you mix it with a sneaker, or maybe a Mary Jane and you mix that with a sneaker. Some really kind of interesting, shall I say, off the wall combinations that make things really fun and funky, which is going to be a very big theme for this spring. Now, wedges. Wedges come in many forms. You can get just a basic wedge sneak. You can do an espadrille. What's really going to score you major bonus fashion points for this spring is if you find a wedge that maybe has like a fun cutout or again, some sort of an architectural detail in the heel, you're going to be spot on. All right, round toe. I think you know how I feel about round toes if you've been here for a while, but this is more of an almond toe, still not really my favorite, but almond and round toes are really having a resurgence. So you may want to take a look at those. And while we're talking about round toes, Mary Janes are back with a vengeance. Now, we've been talking about square toes the last several seasons, and these are not going anywhere anytime soon. Square toe, sandal, bright color, it's a check, check, check with all of the trends for fashion. All right, some other fun things are really feminine details. So it may just be like a really beautiful diamond looking embellishment. You may have a big floppy bow. You may have some fun straps that kind of flop, just anything that gives you a little bit of sense of femininity is all the rage as well. White. Now we know in spring, white is a hot color for fashion. It's also going to be big for your accessories. So grab some fun white accessories and bold colors. So you're going to want to have all sorts of fun, bold shoes to mix and match. Now, the thing I enjoy, this is my last little tidbit on shoes before I throw it back to Amy, but as both of us are in cooler climates, it's sometimes hard to really embrace that transition period where you're really wanting to wear something springy, but yet it's still very cold outside. And so some fun things that I'm really enjoying are furry type things. Textures in general are big for shoes. So, you know, if you can find a little slide that adds some fur detail, or a tennis shoe with some Sherpa. These are from Target. So again, super easy to get into a trend for not a lot of money. Or how about this? This is kind of like a trifecta. We're mixing and matching a few different styles with then feminine details and then the Sherpa lining in this little slip-on slide. So Amy, I can't wait to hear what your next trend is.
Well, I'm so glad that you covered sort of the mix and match. The only one that I would never go for are the Crocs with the heels coming around, and they're $600. So that's an extreme example of what is being seen on the runway. And thank goodness Rebecca is a shoes hoarder, so you could see all these fantastic examples. Well, I want to talk about stop motion, and it's the idea of really dressing up your athleisure pieces and helping them really go into the city. So you're going to see a little bit of crossover in this. And then the third trend is really fantastic as well. But you're going to notice I have those leggings back. And then I also have a really great jumpsuit that we're super excited about. Rebecca was talking about the importance of white. You're going to notice my white skinny jeans are back. We also have this really cool windbreaker. And to dress this outfit up, I've added this fantastic scarf. thrown a white on white belt around the windbreaker to really define that waist. And when you are dressing, waist defining details are everywhere this season. So don't be afraid to belt your coat. I'm wearing a couple of different layers, so it was really important for me to tuck and do a belt. I've also got a crop jacket on, which is going to bring the eye up. But waist defining moments are everywhere. And that is also why our high leggings are so important, because they are going to come up on your waist, have this bold pop of color, and then really this bright color is going to just pop this legging kind of athlete, I can't speak today, athleisure look really into city chic. So again, I brought that same fabulous button down shirt, but we also talked about the importance of white, and eyelets are another extremely important trend. They usually are for spring. So you could easily swap out the eyelets for that striped shirt and have that old, beautiful white as more of a shacket. We call a shirt that's left open a shacket. And so really take these up a notch. If you love a legging, if you love something super, super comfortable, and all it is swapping on a jacket, defining your belt, defining your waist. And as Rebecca said, throw on a fun wedge. And we both have these because Cabby is fabulous and we love our vintage Cabby pieces. But they are that perfect color block shoe to add anything. And you're going to see a lot of color blocking coming out, bright, bright colors, which are so, so on this season. And then I'm going to pull out some pieces really quick to cover our third trend before we end. And I have them all ready. So let me just scoot these over. And I just want to show you how incredible these trends are, because this is something you can start looking for. If you know that you've already got all your favorites from the Cabby clothing brand into our app, the Cabby Tap app, this is when you can start looking for shoes, as Rebecca said. You can really start trying to find things that you're really, really going to love. And what I love about this trend called Vantage Point is it really is this, it's really going back. So if you grew up in the 90s, you're going to love the idea of this TV pullover. Just some really great defined details. We have very classic color, but then we're adding a little bit of pizzazz to it with this print mix. Classic navy. A crop trouser is huge, and it's also another one you can wear and wear it on a vacation with flip-flops, or you can totally put that color that you would least expect it. I love turquoise and navy. You can go back to a fun pop of collar with maybe nothing but a tank top. But I love this Vantage Point trend because it's really taking very vintage styles and bringing them forward. And so we have this incredible dress, and it is just a replica of something you would have seen in the 40s, but we're bringing it forward with sort of a 90s spin on it with this really great taupey jacket. So what was so fun is just seeing taupe everywhere, neutral palettes, but then add your color heel to something like that. Add a pop of color, bring it to life for your own body, for your own style. I wore this dress with tons of pearls because I love that idea of stacking and layering and bringing really that vintage trend all the way forward to today. And that's what this trend is about. So don't be afraid to bring your personality forward with all of these trends. Well, we really hope you enjoyed our Amplified Life today. Rebecca and I are working really hard at getting you some really great nuggets in a short amount of time. So if you have not subscribed to our channel, Our Amplified Life, go there now, leave your comments. Let us know what you're loving about our content, what you would like to see in the future. And really, if you have questions about these trends, go ahead and text us, send us pictures. We really want to get pictures of you and your outfits and share those on our pages so that You have your own set of confidence. Of course, we're not going to share anything without your authorization, but it's a really fun thing to celebrate you coming into your own with these trends as well. So don't forget to go follow us both on our Instagram pages. Rebecca's is at I'm Styled by R. I am at Street Style by Amy. And we really look forward to spending much of this season with you. We've got a ton of good content. We hope you have a wonderful Friday, and we will talk to you soon.